everybody, welcome back to Stoned React. So glad you're here joining me. So we all saw the text messages, we've seen all this stuff that's been going on. We're going to revisit that a little bit through this video. But let's dive into this video that she had uploaded yesterday called Shrimp Seafood Mukbang in Kuwait. Let's see what she's got up her sleeve. Hold on one second.
My big breakfast together in the video, but I didn't eat that much. We had...
Oh wait, sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so hungry. No, 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 no.
You stay under the table. Good girl. Stay, stay.
I'm having a pretty big meal. I'm really hungry. This is the first like big meal I've had since coming back. I know I showed, you know, my big...
Okay, so let's take a look at this. Now, I asked my husband last night to confirm for me, because sometimes I think maybe I'm just seeing things differently, but I asked my husband, I said, does that not look like a platter? That's like a platter that you would serve people off of. And she tends to do this a lot. We notice that she uses platter, she uses serving spoons, stuff like that. This is a huge amount of food. This would easily feed 4 people. I don't understand. Like, she sits there and says she's trying to control her eating. She's trying to be more aware what she's doing. However, we see her do stuff like this, where she will go and eat obscene amounts of food. So she's doing it again. She's supposedly supposed to be on a health journey, but we're not really seeing it in this picture.
Big breakfast together in the video, but I didn't eat that much. We had like a lot of leftovers. We still do. So let me just say bismillah and get this ready with some fresh lemon. I'm just gonna squeeze all over my food. I don't know if you guys like lemon on your food, but if you haven't tried that, you must.
I love lemon on my food.
Yes. So I have a shrimp platter here with some brown rice, shrimp. What's the plural?
I hate brown rice. It doesn't even, is it brown rice? It doesn't even look like brown rice, so maybe it is. I do not like brown rice. No, thank you.
Plural of shrimp, eggplant, bread, fresh bread, tahina, mabuch, and some kind of salad with like juices, vegetable juice. Yalla, let's dig in. I missed this stuff. Oh yes I did. There's like little French fries mixed in between.
I mean, look, it's really convenient. I would love to live somewhere where I could just grab Middle Eastern food to go. I'm sure if I lived out in California or something, or New York, maybe I'd have that option. But yeah, it is nice. I mean, she's overseas, so like you can easily order a platter like this and you don't have to worry about cooking.
All the food, it's like whatever. Mabuch. So let's get into... I love tahina. Do you guys like tahina? Shrimp.
Yes.
Let's dip it in the tahina.
They must have watered down the tahini because it seems very watery. All right, everybody, she's going to orgasm.
You know how some mukbangers do that?
Now she gets with the food.
When they take a bite of something good. I have a piece of French fry with rice. I love this bread, but it has wheat germ on it, so it gets messy.
Wheat germ. All right, Chantal, entertain us the best you know how.
Feeling the after effects of that journey back here. I'm in a lot of pain.
No shit. No shit, you're in a lot of pain. You have an insane amount of weight on your body. You've been sitting for long durations of time. You've been traveling for long durations of time. You know, flying for 20 some hours when you're this obese can be dangerous.
I have back pain that is so bad.
Gotta move
And I learned
around,
something today
Chantal.
that if you're on long haul flight, especially if you're gonna try to sleep, you have to recline. Like, I didn't recline the whole time because I'm afraid of being like, just being inconsiderate.
Wait, Chantal is talking to us about she doesn't want to be inconsiderate. Listen to me, woman. You are the most inconsiderate person. I can only imagine if I was sitting on the plane and this woman started walking towards me and I had an empty seat and all the things that would be running through my mind. Oh my God, this woman's going to sit next to me. I would want to be reseated. I mean, look, let me put it to you this way. If I'm paying close to what? It's like $800 to fly overseas. If I'm paying that much money for a seat, I want my seat. Okay? I don't want your spillage because for that many hours, I want to be comfortable. And if you're making me uncomfortable, that's going to make me cranky and it's going to make me not enjoy my trip. And when you're flying for that long duration of time, that's a lot, right? You want to be able to have your seat. You want to have your space because it's very limited anyway when you're on a plane. Okay. So it's too funny. I had to step over my dog to get something. He just lays under my feet. So let's take a moment and give some love to Dublin. That's my puppy. He's a pain in the rear, but we love him. Okay, go back to bed, Dubby. All right, let's get back into this. Sorry, I had to do a little break.
It's a stupid thing because they make the chairs that way. And, good shrimp.
Well, you are by the ocean.
You can just lift it up when it's time for meal service, you know? Fried eggplant, I love it.
I mean, I know in her last video,
I've eaten from this place many times in mukbang.
I know in her last video she was talking about, I think it was her last video, she was talking about flying business. I don't know how she would afford that. I mean, that has to be considerably more expensive. But I would love to one time in my life fly first class. But see, the problem with that is I'm afraid if I flew first class, I would always, it would be hard to go backwards. I would always want to sit first class. So, you know, maybe it's a bad idea. But anyway, okay.
But I'm regretting it because, man, my back, my lower back, and then sciatica, which is on my right side, goes down my leg. Hurts so bad.
Have you gone to see a chiropractor? Have you gone to see a doctor, anybody to help you with that? I mean, you're constantly complaining about it. Besides, okay, I don't even know if a chiropractor could do a proper adjustment on you because of your size. But, like, you've been complaining about this for some time. Don't you think at some point you should go and get checked out? I mean, I don't know, maybe she has, but she's obviously not doing anything. Oh, well, okay, so the major thing that she would have to do, right, is to lose weight. She would have to lose weight so she could be more active. And the more active she is and moving around, it's going to help her.
Anyway, and I'm feeling jet lag, like actual jet lag.
This far
I cannot
off?
sleep for more than 2.5 to 3 hours at a time. It's horrible. So I'm just feeling it a lot more. And, yeah, I'm just... Anyway, it's so good. also going to be getting a maid. It's very common.
Okay, the maid, the maid. Let's bring in the maid. So she now wants to get a maid. Now, this kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And I'm going to tell you why. Because she doesn't have a job. Hold on, let me take a drink here. She doesn't have a job. She has no children. This supposed fake husband, Scat Daddy. Scat Daddy doesn't likely live with her. He probably lives in a separate apartment or has a separate bed. I don't know what their setup is. But this woman has nothing going on. She has nothing. There is nothing happening in her life. I mean, if there was anything happening in her life, don't you think that we would see a more vibrant content? Of course, there's nothing going on with her life. So, yeah, it's just, all right. Yeah, let me bring this up. Okay. So you guys can see this. She had pinned a comment yesterday, and it was in regards to this maid saying, regarding getting a maid, doesn't matter how big or small my place is, it's not about being lazy. It's about my health issues and making it easier on myself. The ableism is real on the internet. This post rubbed me even more the wrong way because the sheer laziness, the sheer entitlement attitude she has for someone who does absolutely nothing and contributes nothing is horrendous to me. Like, what the hell do you need a maid for? Get off your ass and clean. Even if you do a little bit every day. You just said that you're trying to get a handle on your health. What would be better than you moving around the house and doing cleaning? You can start that as your physical movement. I don't understand where the disconnect is with her. Like, there's something off because, like, common sense is not common sense to her. Like, she's a trend follower. That's the only way I can describe her. Whatever everybody else is doing, she has to do that too. Just because maids are common over there. Look, I have family overseas. They have maids, but they got the money for it, and they're all busy. Like they have big homes. Like there's a reason why they have maids, okay? And they work hard. They have the funds to do it. You don't do shit. You don't do anything. Don't you feel ashamed that you have to resort to getting a maid when you do absolutely nothing? What does cleaning your apartment have to do with your health issues? What is so hard? What is made easier on yourself? You don't do anything anyway. So how much easier can your life become? I just, it's infuriating. I'm telling you, this woman. Okay, let's get back into it.
People have maids here.
Let's listen to her justify her maid. She's gonna say it's connected to the culture, of course. I'm sure.
Because.
Yeah, go ahead, explain it.
I think I'm just gonna swallow pride and do it. And hey, I give someone a job.
Oh, stop.
It's actually so common that most buildings have like cleaners that come in and do the apartments, and you pay them individually. Like each apartment pays them.
And how many of these apartments where there are families, children, generational living in that house? I mean, it's not uncommon there either where grandparents will live with the kids and all that stuff. I mean, you're sitting there saying that it's common and they have one at the apartments where people can pay for the services each apartment can pay. Okay, yeah, we got that. But the thing we need to look at is you. Okay, it's not about following the trends, doing what everybody else is doing. Just because other people have a maid doesn't mean you need one. You actually don't need a maid. Like, for what?
So, because, especially right now, mostly because of my back and my health, like, I'll just have more time to do other things instead of worrying about like
Other things. Oh my
I
god.
think I mostly just want help with like the things that hurt my back the most are like vacuuming, sweeping, washing floors, the bathrooms. I won't have to do that. So I think for me, that's a good idea.
Do you think Salah is agreeing to this? Oh, I'm sorry, I got a pepper. Ooh. Do you think Scat Daddy is approving of this housekeeper coming in, this maid coming in, just to make her happy, to get over the fact that he's Scat Daddy, that he has certain particular fetishes that Chantal was unaware of? Could it be that?
So the setup is weird. I know. I never have a good setup.
I mean, you have all these new furnishings. Why don't you get a new setup? I mean, I do see she has a new table to put her food on. Bravo. Very happy about that.
Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, I'll just take care of like organizing things, the laundry.
You're not going to do shit.
That I don't mind doing.
I wouldn't be surprised if you paid the maid to wipe your shitty ass. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. Scat Daddy will do that. He loves that shit. Literally.
Maybe cooking.
Yeah, because we know next she's going to be getting a cook.
So it's not going to be a live-in maid.
Obviously not, because, once Scat Daddy gets a hold of her. Ooh.
They just come like whenever you want them to. Much. So yeah, that's my news. I don't have much
Whoop-de-doo.
else to say. I'm just really exhausted, feeling the effects, like I said, of this whole trip. It was
what, Chantal? Tell us. Fill us in on the difficulties of your life.
hard. I don't want to travel anymore alone either.
Does that mean that Scat Daddy is going to be joining you on all your
No.
travels? How are you going to come back to Canada? Because we know eventually you're going to come back. Did I speed this up? I think I did.
I think that is better to travel non-solo for me.
Okay.
I was thinking of Thailand and reminiscing. We were reminiscing.
I can tell you, I absolutely love traveling by myself. It's so much easier. Like, I feel like when I'm traveling with other people, it's either like a headache or they're stressed out or they just it's always a problem. Like, I feel very comfortable. I love to travel. I'm very comfortable with it. It's not stress inducing to me, but I don't know if you guys can relate, but sometimes you could travel with people and it just turns into more chaos than you need.
Think about our trip. Oh. I would go back there. Not for that long, probably. Maybe for a couple of weeks or something. Mm. Mm. The vegetable juice is so good. They give you so much shrimp. It's so cheap too. When I was in line for the checking counter, it was boring just waiting there, and I could hear, the clerk saying, "What's your final destination?" Like the movie. And people, I realized why. Like, it just clued in. I can't believe it just clued in. So I'm gonna make my own tahini sauce. I'm gonna be cooking, don't worry, but I need like a few days to cry about my body being in pain. So
Yeah, by the way,
I just need to like feel better.
making tahini sauce is nothing. Okay, there's all types of variations of how you can make it. I do dilute it a little bit with water, and then I put lemon, garlic. My friend does it where she does a lemon garlic with the tahini, and then She uses it to dress on top of feta and diced tomatoes. And as she puts that on top of the lettuce, it's so good.
And then, um, anyway, most people, because there's a connecting flight, like the plane from Montreal from Montreal to Doha. So Doha, there's going to be connecting flights. So most of the people from Montreal that were on the plane were going to different countries. And they were just going to Doha to connect, right? So, for example, one guy was going to like Chennai, there's Karachi, just different parts of the world. It was interesting. Maybe, you know, a lot of people are going home after the holidays. Which I was like, I wonder how busy it's going to be. It wasn't horrible. I don't think I've had a horrible experience like with an airport that was just too busy. Have any of you been through that? I've heard the Heathrow airport is bad, but I don't know. I've never been.
Oh, there's a lot of a lot of connecting flights from there.
But when I got to the Kuwait airport,
It's like Frankfurt too in Germany.
how it goes is you have to go, if you're arriving, you know, you have to go to a special, like, let's say, how do I explain it? There's like different areas. Different areas of
Customs.
I don't even know what it is. You go down the stairs and you have to pass through these kind of officers, and they like take your...
Chantal, it's called customs. Oh my God. You don't have to make it complicated. The majority of people have flown, have gone places. I mean, yeah, I haven't gone overseas. I've been to Canada and the islands, but I have plenty of family members that go overseas all the time. It's customs. You don't have to talk. There's all these officers. You're trying to make it sound a lot more dramatic than it needs to be. Everybody goes to the same path. Everybody goes to the same thing. You're not unique. I keep hitting the wrong thing.
your information and your fingerprint. Not like police officers, but like it's almost like customs. And but there's like
It is customs.
There's ones for like, anyway.
Oy
There was a line up the stairs. Like it was busy. There was like huge
They
line
usually
backing around
move
and
pretty
going up and down and
quickly.
all around. And I was like, oh my gosh! I walked all the way to the back of the line. And then, thank goodness, somebody came up to me, one of the workers, and was like, "Ma'am, you don't need to be in this line. You know, it's for people who need like a certain paper, certain visa." I'm like, "Oh." So I got to go right through. That made me happy because I was so tired and stressed out. And then I had to get my luggage. I don't know why, but I never forget what my luggage looks like. Like the intricate details. It's like black suitcases. Yeah.
Wait,
So how many people have black suitcases?
are you saying that Scat Daddy didn't go into the airport and grab your luggage with you? He made you do it? Ooh, what a man. What a man.
You know what I mean?
What a piece of
You know,
shit.
I need to put name tags on my luggage. Oh, I got some for Christmas too, like as a gift. I'm not prepared.
I'm sure you did. We all know that's why you went back to
That's one of the things I
Canada.
find the hardest
Get your
about
gifts.
traveling is being prepared, because if you're somebody like me who's not usually lacking organization skills and things like that, you know.
You're lacking more than that, baby.
Anyway, thanks for watching and having this meal with me. Just thought I would catch up on how I'm feeling. Of course, a lot of complaints about how I'm feeling because
Okay, wait.
I'm feeling pretty poorly. But that was a crazy journey. Good night.
All right, so we're going to dive into the next video. But before we do that, I want to kind of dive into these text messages. And not all of them, just some of them. Just because I think it's worth us taking a look. Now, if you don't know, which I'm sure everybody here knows already, Scat Daddy, aka Salah, as soon as Chantal left Kuwait, initiated a conversation with one of Foodie Beauty's members. He initiated a conversation, one filled with kink and fetish. And we're going to now look at a little bit of the exchange. And the first one we're going to look at is right here. I wonder if I can zoom this. Let me just move this. Sorry, guys. Okay. So this is the brighter color is her, the darker color is him. So she says, I'll have money eventually. Because you have to understand, he was jonesing her for money. He was trying to extort money from her, okay? Via text messages, telling her all kinds of woo woo, all that stuff, and trying to convince her to give him money in various different ways. So he responds, by the way, that is why. Okay, so let me give you a little backstory. Okay, so the conversation before this is she was talking about some Egyptian man who used her and blah blah blah. Okay, she obviously made this up because she wanted to see what kind of interaction she was going to get out of him, considering he's from overseas as well. And we know that there are men over there that do these shady things. Of course, it blows my mind that there are educated women out there that keep falling for this. I don't quite understand why, but let's get back into it. So he writes, by the way, that is why that Egyptian break up with you. He want to scam you. He needs a sugar mama to pay for him and marry him to sponsor him to USA. I don't know how you talk with Egyptian. How low you are. So he's trying to uh tell her this guy was a scammer, which is what he's saying here. And then he kind of turns it around like he's trying to use degradation on her. How low are you? Now, keep this in mind. He's telling her that this guy that she was involved with was likely scamming her, wanted to marry her, and to get immigration papers to the U.S. Now keep that in the back of your mind. She responds, no, he pretended like he loved me, but he only used me to get off when he was horny. I know, Daddy, I'm sorry. Now remember what we said earlier about what he said about the Egyptian man. Now listen to what he says. When you have money, you gonna send me too, also. 'Cause I own you. And I will take your money, and it's honorable to you for sure, my slave. For which she responds, yes, Daddy. So right there at the just a couple paragraphs up, he's telling her about this man was looking to scam her, how low she is for even talking to a man like this. And in the next breath, he now has become the scammer, putting her through that abuse again, which I know she made up the story, but I'm just saying, like, if this was a real scenario, right? He's doing it again. Unbelievable. So what do you guys think of that? What do you think that says about Salah? Like, does it shed any light to his personality, the type of character he has? Or maybe it doesn't do anything. So we're going to look at this next one. So this one was disturbing. Now there's others that are far more disturbing when it comes to religion. I'm a Christian. I don't appreciate the things that he said. I find him to be a despicable, disgusting human being. Because that is not raised to do with any religion. It's just not the way you talk about faith. So he then writes in this text message, it's a series of texts that he sends to her saying, yes, oh my God, I feel like I want to see you naked. And you just wear your cross necklace. Then I carry you, kiss your lips for 15 minutes. Then I throw you on the bed. Then I jump on you. Then bring my hard cock and put it between your boobs and touch your cross necklace, going to your mouth to suck it to me and choke on it. Then when my dick extends more to your mouth, your cross necklace will be under my balls. While you suck my D so hard, I find it too effing hot. Okay, like, degradation is a thing, right? People degrading people, like that's a thing. There's people that get off on this. That's fine. I don't have any issues with fetishes and stuff. It's your thing. Go wild, have fun. But the way that he talks about religion, I don't care what religion it is. In this context, it's wrong. He could have completely like omitted that. I didn't understand his point with that. It's just bizarre. But I have to say, the one thing that I feel between these two texts, what I see as Scat Daddy, let's see if I can get them side by side. There you go. What I see is someone who is extremely stupid. And I don't know, he might be deficient in the area of IQ. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe he is really smart. I don't know. Maybe it's just he's socially awkward. I don't know. There's a bunch of things that we could think about this man, but I think stupid when I look at these text messages because, number one, if you were going to cheat, not that cheating is right, but if you were going to cheat, number one, why would you select someone who follows your wife? That's stupid. Number two, why would you continue to have dialogue with this individual in such a sexualized way, even convincing her to fly to Kuwait on her dime so that she could be your slave? Knowing, well, maybe he didn't know, but knowing a normal person would know that in some way, somehow, this could get back to her, right? Because she is somewhat of a celebrity. Now, it could be very well that, Scat Daddy has never had to deal with someone who has such a social media presence, and this is something entirely new for him. That can be possible. But I still think that he is not a smart man. Because considering Chantal's immobility and all that stuff, like it would be really easy for him to get away with it. I mean, we knew when they were in Thailand, he was going to those places. I mean, we all knew it. She's going to pretend like whatever. We all knew what was going on there. Okay, they were all over the place. Of course he was, and he's got that type of stuff suppressed inside of himself. I can only imagine. He probably takes every opportunity he can. It would take nothing at all to get away with it. But yet he chooses to reach out to somebody that follows his wife who he's trying to hide his behavior from. And now supposedly he's in hiding because Foodie Beauty doesn't want to deal with it. She doesn't want him on air. Because, see, Foodie Beauty, the way her brain operates is she thinks that if it's not there, like out of sight, out of mind, if it's not there, it never happened. That's how she sees things. Alright, so we're going to move on to the next video. So we're going to go over 3 more threads of text messages. These are ones that Scat Daddy had with Foodie Beauty. And I think these are worth reviewing because I think that this says quite a bit about where they're at. Let me just zoom it in. Alright, so this is a dialogue between Foodie Beauty and Scat Daddy. Scat Daddy's on the gray and Foodie Beauty's on the green. So just keep that in mind. 'Cause I love you, he says. She responds back saying, I hope so. I hope I am not being fooled by doing this, and I won't regret it, and that you do feel bad for how you hurt me. He responds to the part where she says, and I won't regret it. And he asks her, regret what? Her response to that is, forgiving you and giving it another chance. He then responds, I'm telling you, you will never see anything bad from my side. She says, okay then. He finally says, I will prove this of reflecting the happiness on your face and taking care of you in your health journey. So, do you think that he's really vested in her health journey? I mean, we could look at it two ways, right? We could look at it like, yes, he wants to keep her healthy because he has to keep his pay cow, going. Um, or we could say no, he doesn't care because he wants her to kind of go away and have to go back to Canada, um, so that he could pursue another woman because he's tired of her. Like there's multiple scenarios that can go on here, but um, I don't feel that he is vested. I could be wrong, but I just don't feel like he is. So obviously, here we could see he's really trying to kiss butt with her. And then the next one is this one here. And he writes, with a new page, with a new better life 2024. And she says, Inshallah. He responds, and I know that most of the people, more than 90%, they will keep talk shit about me. For a long while, I don't care. She hearted it, responding, good. He then says, I care about you more. And she wrote, ah, that warms my heart. So this right here can tell me two things. I can see two sides of this. I can see this as being a scripted narrative. So where Chantal's like, I'll just, tell you what to type in, or I'll type it in, or whatever. Because this does look too clean for him, the writing style. But anyway. Or we could say this right here is why the man's in hiding. He's embarrassed. He feels shame for what has happened. He doesn't feel comfortable showing his face because he can't believe where he's at right now. That's the other possibility. What do you guys think? Tell me. So the last one is this one. He writes, I left you some dinner. Dinner. What you doey? She sent him a 38-second message. Okay, honey bunny, he responds, nice. Check about your diabetes and mental health doctors. So why did I pick this particular chat out? I thought it was weird because he said, I left you some dinner. So I'm imagining she's in flight or at an airport or whatever it is. She's commuting. And he wrote, I left you some dinner. So why would you leave somebody dinner that they're not going to be there for hours? And then like randomly says, check with your diabetes mental health doctors. She's on her way to Kuwait. What doctors is she checking with? She only goes to the clinics over there. She really doesn't have any established, providers. But okay. So we went over the text messages, and now we're going to go to the next video. So the next video is health updates and huge grocery haul. So we're going to get into this one. I love the view. Beautiful. I always, fantasized about having a place on the beach. It would be cool, right? It's kind of like experiencing living in a big city, I guess, it would be interesting. It would be very relaxing, I think. But anyway, that's a beautiful view. I love it. Okay, let's get started. First, I'm going to speed her. Okay, we got her sped up, and I'm going to slow it to 1.5. Okay. All right.
I never get tired of the view from our bedroom window.
Oh, I agree. If I had that view, I would be loving it.
Another video. So, I'm a little hyper. I'm feeling a lot better today. I got some good sleep last night, and probably about 12 hours. So I'm feeling a lot better, and my sciatica's kind of in remission, whatever you call it. So I thought in this video I would just kind of tell you a bit about how I've been eating to keep from binge eating, which I've been successfully binge free since coming home. And also I'm going to do a grocery haul to show you, a stock up on things that I plan on using to make healthy meals. So basically, I have done a lot of research in the past when it comes to recovering from binge eating disorder, and mainly I would watch videos. I read a couple of books. I read The Binge Code. There's Brain Over Binge. There's different books out there and literature and videos of people who have overcome their binge eating, and a lot of them have come up with a kind of food diary or food plan throughout the day, and a lot of it involves eating every few hours, so that you don't get that hunger creeping in where your mind starts going to those cravings, and that that autopilot kicks in and you just want to eat everything in sight. So, and the key, I found too, a lot of the time that I saw like similarities between these people in recovery was that a lot of them would eat
Wait
very
a minute. I
substantial
gotta take this back a little bit.
little
Hold
mini
on.
meals, so something that has a bit of
Ah,
every food group and so on, so
hold
forth,
on.
creeping in where your mind starts going
Okay, I'm sorry. I had to back it up because it was going a little too fast. So let me just grab
to those
this.
cravings, brain over binge. There's different books
Okay,
out
so
there and literature and videos of people who have overcome their binge eating. And
now she's into reading the books. Okay, so she's gonna again. What did I say before? She's a trend follower, right? She's going to find whatever trend she's going to follow. So she's going to read these books and connect it to her life and make it relatable and all that stuff. So, yeah.
and a lot of them have come up with a kind of food diary or food plan throughout the day, and a lot of it involves eating every few hours, so that you don't get that
How about this, Chantal? How about you only eat when you're physically hungry? Not mentally hungry, physically hungry. Big difference. I am mentally hungry all the time. Okay? Like I'm always wanting candy or something. Okay. Physically hungry is a different thing. That's when you get the hunger pangs and stuff like that. I think you would do great. Number one, cut out sugar. How about that? I'm totally voting for her to just start out cutting out sugar. It would be unbelievable the difference that that would make. Just a simple act of cutting out the sugar. She would see a huge difference, not only in her weight, but she would see a difference in her health too. Her diabetes would probably get in check. She wouldn't feel so tired all the time. Her sleep would get back to a more regular, she'd be able to sleep better.
that hunger creeping in where your mind starts going to those cravings, and that that autopilot kicks in and you just want to eat everything in sight. So, and the key, I found too, a lot of the time that I saw like similarities between these people in recovery was that a lot of them would eat very substantial little mini meals, so something that has a bit of every food group and so on and so forth. So what I'm trying to do is prepare meals, not skipping meals, but preparing meals that are satisfying, healthy, and have a bit of everything in them to satisfy pretty much every single craving that will come up, and try to trigger me into binge eating. So as you're gonna see, things like for breakfast, like I know I always say I have like a love-hate relationship with eggs, but I do, the truth is they do keep me full pretty long enough anyways to get to lunch. So you're gonna see things that I eat, and I'm not perfect yet. This is, very new for me, and I'm trying to not diet, not adopt a restrictive diet, because that will just not last. Any diet I've tried to do, I end up just binging double time. So I'm trying to make this like a lifestyle change.
But isn't reading those books and all that just trends? Isn't that just doing a diet? How are we not understanding this? You're doing a diet. You're restricting. You're limiting yourself in some way, whether it's just look. Just managing what you're eating is a diet.
A healthy lifestyle change, and right now I'm down 10 pounds so far. I will do another weigh-in in the future, but I'm also looking at non-scale victories. Just like not binge eating is like a huge thing for me. I can't tell you the amount of willpower it takes to not give into a binge, and that for me makes me feel confident. It makes me wake up every day happier and more confident to start the day, and go through another day binge free. So I want my channel to be meaningful to people who are going through similar things that I am. I don't want my channel to be negative anymore. I don't want it to be trivial. I don't want it to just be, that kind of thing. I want it to like, I want to go in the direction of something kind of meaningful and try my best, to help people. And I have a long way to go, I know, but I have to start somewhere.
How can you help others if you never help yourself? You have to make changes in your life, sustain them, and maintain them. for a duration of time before anybody looks at you for any type of advice, motivation, and whatnot. If you came to me and said, I'm here for you, I want to support you in the condition you're in, and want to give me weight loss advice, I would have laughed in your face. Like, who are you? Work on yourself, change yourself, keep that change. Like my husband, he lost over 100 pounds years and years ago. What, like 25 years ago, something like that, 30 years ago, I'm not sure. And he has kept it off all his life. It wasn't easy, but he did it. But he's the type of person you go for diet advice. He's a success. You can't make it past day one. Like, you got to give yourself some grace, Chantal. You got to cut it off and making yourself like, you're going to change people's lives. You can't even change your own life.
Where this is probably about the 500th restart I've done on my channel, and I don't mean like being a super inspiration to people in the sense that, I'm not very successful at what I'm trying to do. So one day, inshallah, I will be. But in the meantime, if you're a person going through these things, and if my videos can just even help you feel less lonely, because I find that, eating disorders and issues with food are very lonely, and that doesn't help as well. So we can all be in this together. We can all support each other. And yeah, so that's my ultimate goal with everything. I just want to kind of mix that with some cooking, maybe some mukbangs of just what I'm eating and cooking and blah, blah, blah. Stuff like that.
But you planning on making scat cakes instead of pancakes? Does he like the scat cakes better?
But yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself, guys.
Feeling kind of hyper. Let's see. All right, so let's get into just a few things that I like, sample meals that I've eaten today that have kept me pretty satiated, I would say. I find foods that have
sample meals that you ate today or actual meals that you ate today, because that's a very confusing line right there. Look at her face. Wait, let me print screen this. Okay, hold on. That's so funny.
A lot of like mixing protein and fiber is like you're going to be full for a long time. So beans and whole wheat rice or stuff like that, with like a piece of chicken, I'm still full from my lunch, and I still am I'm still allowing myself another meal before I cut myself off and let my body just digest what I have for the day. Basically, I'm trying to eat within a window like the diabetic doctor here suggested. So, eat breakfast in the morning when I get up pretty early, and then finish eating no later. He said no later than 8, but I'll probably eat around 7. So, that's because I don't want to eat if I'm not like even a little bit hungry, and my lunch was pretty hefty. So, but even that is eating these well-rounded meals, 3 rounded meals a day. I heard a saying once, it made me laugh: 3 square meals make round people, or something like that. I don't know. But eating these 3 square meals a day is still a huge improvement over what I would just binge out on at nighttime or whatever, so yeah, so that's my plan. So all in all, I'm just focusing on being binge free, because that is the thing that has mostly been very detrimental to my health, is that overconsumption of multiple calories at once, probably thousands of calories at once. So, and in order to do that, my method is learning from the experience of others, and also doing what they do and eating frequent meals throughout the day to avoid binges. So, all right, I'll show you what I ate now, and then I'll show you my grocery haul. Yalla. Okay, that can't be right. I'm going to take it one more time. That's crazy low. Okay, wow. That is pretty low. The screen cracked a bit, but I don't know if that would make a difference. I guess I'll see as the day goes on. Which is weird because I've missed a bit of my medication, but I have been fasting, so that could be why. I've been fasting for like 14 hours. I don't know. We'll see. So I started off with this bowl.
I never understand those blood sugar numbers. I think ours is different here.
Bowl of strawberries.
See, the strawberries, okay, I love strawberries, but my problem is I like strawberries with a lot of sugar on it. But anyway, Strawberries, there's too much. It's too sweet. It's too much. Why not get some blueberries, blackberries? I mean, something like that that has less carbs to it and stuff and less sugar. I don't know. Strawberries are sweet.
Ate about half of them and put the rest in the refrigerator. I then had some cherry tomatoes with a bit of black pepper, 2 eggs with a cheese slice, and 1 pita. It was very good and satisfying for breakfast. I then made for lunch some baked chicken thighs that were...
Wait. So I am to believe that looks like it's probably 1 medium egg, okay? We're to believe that she ate 1 egg, a few slices of tomato, and a small pita. Because that's the small ones, because I have those too. They have the big ones and then they have the small ones. And that small pita. I don't believe her for 1 second. You know, when she wakes up, she's like ravishing hungry.
Breakfast. I then made for lunch some baked chicken thighs that I seasoned.
Could have totally omitted the beans and the rice. You don't need it. Why don't you have, like, didn't you get any, like, veggies, like zucchini, cauliflower, broccoli?
And marinated the night before. I had 2 of those with the skin removed, and I had some spinach rice and some baked beans in tomato sauce. Alright, so this is my final meal of the evening. So I didn't really feel like, taking out pots and pans that I just cleaned and cooking again. So I just made some tuna. This is 1 tablespoon of light mayo, some dill flakes, pepper, and no salt because it's canned fish, which has sodium. 1 pita. And a salad. I know it looks like a lot of dressing, but it is about 2 to 3 tablespoons. I'm gonna have to try to cut back. Normally I put like almost half the bottle, so 3 tablespoons might seem like a lot, but it's still not that much for me. And so cucumber, 1 green pepper, some tomatoes, lettuce, and a little sprinkle of cheese, and some French dressing. And I've been drinking water the whole day, nothing else.
Hi, baby girl. Are you helping with the groceries?
I hate when she tells them.
Yes. All right, so here is the first load of groceries here. And we have another one coming in a few hours. But here we go. So I'm going to start at the front and then get up and show you the rest after. So we have like a bunch of salt because it was super, super cheap. So whenever something's on sale, we just stock up. And yeah. So we have lots of cheese. This was also on sale. Shredded cheddar, shredded mozzarella, shredded hashkaval cheese. I don't know how to describe what this tastes like. It's a stretchy cheese, kind of like matzah, but it's really good. We have some cauliflower, 2 heads. Each head was like 75 cents. So cheap. I'm gonna make a cauliflower carrot cheddar soup. It's gonna be so good. Some lettuce here, a few heads. We have some Egyptian sweet potatoes, some carrots, oranges, cucumbers. Look how nice this produce looks. 2 kilos of cucumbers. And we have these little condensed milk things that my husband likes in tea. So
Your husband?
we have some smooth peanut butter.
Your husband? You mean Scat Daddy? Aw, we miss Scat Daddy.
Some tomatoes. These Cadbury cookies are not for me.
Yeah, right.
I like these cheddar.
Yeah, right. She is lying. Look at all the sweets. Look at that. Look what she has there. Are those bags of sugar? Oh my God. Help us, please get through to this woman. Oh my God. Oh my God. Everything I'm looking at is so wrong. Peanut butter. Okay, peanut butter's okay. A little bit. Tomatoes. I love tomatoes. That's something I won't be able to give up. But, yeah, that's fine. Cookies, no. Burger. Are those pre-made burgers? Girl, you cannot get some ground meat and pat those burgers. What in the hell is wrong with you? Come on now. You can't make a burger. It's so easy. Ground meat, seasoning, onion. Poof, you're done. And 2 enormous bags of sugar. Fun times.
Slices in eggs or on ground beef, which I forgot to mention. I have about 500 grams of Kuwaiti minced beef. Okay, so we have some nice looking tomatoes, oranges, navel oranges, tangerines. These are microwavable containers. Some white potatoes.
Even though I have no issues with fruits and vegetables at all, okay? I love my fruits and vegetables. I love it. Okay? There's nothing wrong with eating that stuff. It's very healthy. But when you're this heavy, you don't. Okay. Oh my God. There is no way they eat this much food. Okay, so when you buy your fruits and vegetables like this, it's not like they have a home where they can put their potatoes in a dark basement and their onions to keep them longer. Like they don't have space to preserve stuff. Like they have too many tomatoes, they can stew it down, freeze it, keep it for later. Like they don't have that type of setup. So buying this quantity of food to me is insane. So to me, it's like they got to be buying this food and someone else is involved, because there's no way in hell you can convince me that two people need this amount of food in a week. I mean, this is crazy. You know the food's going to spoil after a week. I mean, the veggies, fruit stuff that lasts maybe 5-7 days. That's it. I mean, some things last longer, like apples. But let's get real. The cucumbers will go, God, what, 5-6 days will start to go. The potatoes, unless they have somewhere to store it, they're going to start getting little buds on them and stuff. The tomatoes, maybe like 5-6 days. I mean, they start to get mushy. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. There must be somebody else involved in this purchase, because she never really cooks. So who the hell is eating this? It's obviously not just her.
Some frozen paratha, which is like an Indian bread. It's so good. And then we have these peppers. Look how...
Girl, you don't need bread. What is wrong with you? Bread? You're going to start with the bread now. Oh.
Amazing these are. They smell delicious. Probably make stuffed peppers. This whole bag is the equivalent of...
Yeah, make some... I don't know what they call it there. We call it dolma. It's the stuffed vegetables. Oh, so good. It's perfect in the wintertime, especially.
$1. Can you imagine? So, yeah. So I'll put the price of this first load somewhere around here, so you can have an idea in the exchange as well. I'll try to do that. So yeah, time to get cooking. And I'll be sure to do more cooking videos with a lot of these ingredients. So anyways, that's the first batch. All right. I don't know where I'm going to put all of this food, and this is my least favorite part of doing groceries.
Oh my God, look at all that stuff.
Everything
Sorry,
away
guys.
and organizing it. All right, so this is not very good.
Sorry about that. Just editing a picture. Okay, that's a lot of stuff. You see, she's got her dish soap. Cool, awesome. Lots of bread, lots of lots of cheese. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 containers of cheese. Just that cheese. I'm sure there's a bunch of cheeses. Nutella, bad idea. Okay, let's suppose Scat Daddy's living there. Maybe he eats it. Full cream milk. Interesting. Does that mean it's vitamin D, or is it like whipping cream? I see a bunch of juices back there too. Cans of maybe chicken and tuna. Okay, lots of garlic. Yeah, there has to be other people involved. This makes no sense. I live in a house where there's 3 people. We don't even buy this amount. Like, I might get 2 containers of cheese, 1 milk. I mean, you can't shop for like 3 weeks. I mean, this is stuff that will, much of it will go bad. Not all of it, but some of it.
But we have some bread, some pita bread, which is pretty staple around here. Most households in the Middle East. I have some whole durum wheat flour. It's pretty dark, but whole wheat pasta is a lot healthier than the white stuff. And we have some 2 packs of halloumi. We have some butter. I don't know why. We just got deli butter or whatever. Then we have a whole bunch of like cheese. This is Egyptian Istanbuli cheese. It's a soft cheese. It's really good. And This is domati cheese. Never had that one.
Tomati.
So then here we have some Turkish labna.
Lebne. Labna?
Some labn, which is like
Labna?
a milk drink, yogurt drink kind of. We have some olive oil. We have some salad dressing. French is my favorite. Some roasted strips. You have to keep in mind, I don't live by myself, so a lot of, like, some, not a lot, but, so some of these things are going to be for my husband, not only for me, and these are one of them.
Still a lot of food.
We have 2 packs of frozen chicken thighs. These are really good. We have some frozen french fries. We have some yogurts, vinegar, white vinegar, 6 bottles of mixed berry juice, lemons. We have some white onions and garlic, some milk, 4 packs of milk, some bran bread, some apples, some chicken noodle soup, Maggi soup. It's a box of it. 2 things of frozen mixed vegetables, some onion powder, some Parmesan cheese, can of mushrooms, tuna, Nutella, not for me, white fish, whole wheat flour, because I want to make my favorite pot pie, but with whole wheat crust, olive oil crust. These, I don't know what they are, they're for my husband. Laundry detergent and fabric softener, 2 pineapples, huge thing of mayo. We have some yellow mustard, I love it. We have some chicken curry, noodles, and some cabbage. Yes. So the total for this one, I'll put it up there in different currencies, and then the total for everything for both hauls was, I'll put that here somewhere because I don't know what it is while I'm talking to you guys right now. If you hear my cat playing in the bags, that's her favorite part of groceries. So yeah, now comes the fun part, putting everything away. But, you know, I guess the benefit of that is everything will be restocked and I can do some cooking videos for you guys, inshallah. So I hope you enjoyed this, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.
Okay, guys, it looks like it's over. I thank you very much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful evening.